Dozens of nations are condemning an uptick of execution seen in Iran. More than 30 countries released a joint statement reading in part the use of capital punishment to silence dissent, intimidate communities, and punish individuals exercising their human rights can never be justified. We call on Iran to immediately end the use of the death penalty and release all those arbitrarily detained. Executions in Iran surged after the nation was rocked by widespread anti-government protests beginning last year. Iran's foreign minister is brushing off the criticism over the killing, saying these nations have no, quote, moral high ground. I want to bring in CBS News contributor Masih Alinejad. Always good to have you on set, but obviously this is an incredibly tough topic to talk about. You spoke to a family of a woman who is facing execution soon. What did they tell you? But also, it's not just her, right? This is representative of so many situations in Iran.
Exactly. Since January, according to rights group in Iran, Paramount institution, 916 people were executed, and most of them are political prisoners. The protesters, those who took to the street in January, we have faced massacre, and those who were arrested now being hanged, executed. First, the Iranian regime hanged them behind the wall in prison. But because of the world silence, now they started to execute them in public. In 21st century, they hang protesters in public. And anytime when I write about the executions, immediately the family members of those who are on the death row, the relative, friends, they come to me and they say that before they get hanged, please write about them, please talk about them, you know. And so 3 protesters were hanged in one of the square in Isfahan. One of them was a disabled child, and one of them was another teenager. Before going to the gallows, before being hanged, Ali Reza was on his way to be hanged. So he got heart attack, and now he's in hospital. So his family wants everyone to save his life, because the Iranian regime took him to hospital, not just because they wanted to save him. They want to save his life for the reason to hang him later. So yes, you know what? I have to be very honest with you. I'm seeing a therapist because for me, talking about them is really difficult. I can't really breathe and think about the mothers and their family members, how they deal with this trauma of waiting for their beloved one. Yeah, this is the picture of a woman recently, a woman who was in prison in Iran. It's unbelievable, the women who expose rape. So her name is Masih. Masih was a victim of child marriage. So she was forced to marry on the age of 17 because child marriage is legal in my country. So Masih was sexually assaulted multiple times by her husband's friends.
Oh my God.
Of course, you heard the same story in France. Do you remember? The woman, Giselle Placo, the woman who was sexually assaulted by her husband's, bringing a lot of men. She became a hero in France. She was on CBS. I was watching her in 60 Minutes. I'm like, she's a hero. We don't have this in my country. According to Sharia laws, if a woman wants to report rape, she needs 4 male witnesses. If you cannot find them, then you are a criminal, and you will be charged for zina. So you will be hanged. So Masih was hanged like Rayhane Jabbari. Another woman was hanged just because of reporting a rape. And I talked to Rayhane Jabbari's mother yesterday, and she told me that she doesn't know if she cries for Rayhane or Masih or all the political prisoners being hanged recently.
Masih, obviously it's so important to keep these names alive and in the discourse and everything. I also want to talk about human rights organizations, some Iranians trying to forge a path away from corporal punishment. How are they going about that?
Like a lot of charges are different. Like I have to say that. Some of the political prisoners, according to human rights group, they're being charged of collaborating with Western government, like Israeli government, and American government. How ironic. The Iranian regime is still negotiating with America. And now they accuse political prisoners of collaborating with America. If America is a hostile government, then why you negotiate with them? And I have to use the opportunity to talk directly to President Trump as well, because President Trump was the one publicly said that the Iranian regime promised him to stop the execution of 400 political prisoners. You remember that? Mm-hmm. It was a big lie. And I warned President Trump here on CBS that do not buy this lie. Where is President Trump right now? Mm. Because in my eyes, I'm going to say that. I'm not shy to say that. He was the one, he asked Iranian people to take to the street. He said, take to the street. I'm with you. Help is on its way. Where is the help? Now President Trump reduced the lives of Iranians to Strait of Hormuz, to ships lanes, to soil routes, and that breaks my heart. When he does something right, I say thank you. But when he does something wrong, we should not be shy and criticize. Not only him, where are the left and liberals? Where are the Me Too movement? Women of my country, they joined Me Too movement. I myself, I was supporting a Me Too movement. Where are the women of left and liberal who are all about women's rights? Now women are being hanged in Iran, and we need them to speak up.
It is undeniable that so many people in Iran, so many great people in Iran, are in desperate need of help. Masih, we appreciate your time and insight. Thank you so much for coming on and sharing those stories.
I was a political prisoner myself at the age of 19, and the only thing that I wanted in prison, I wanted everyone to talk about me and give me a voice in that time. And that's why I appreciate for you giving voice to those who are on the death row.
And I know how tough it is for you as a Persian to talk about that. We appreciate your time. Thank you.
I appreciate it.